All right, all right. I got to get better at kind of I don't know, pulling the music down a little bit, so it sounds a little bit more realistic. But hey, I want to welcome everybody to the Spreaker account. I'm author Charles Banks, and you're listening to a new show, a new breed. And it's called Coaching Culture and Athletics. This is the pilot. I appreciate everybody stopping by and this, that, and the other, and I hope everybody is having an amazing Wednesday. It's raining. I don't have any game scheduled for tonight. As the coaching goes and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just gonna relax and enjoy the ride. So to say. And again, I want to I appreciate everybody coming in. When we look at today's aspect, what I'm going to be discussing is basically, this is just going to be the pilot. This is going to be the introduction into coaching, culture, and athletics, and what we're going to be all about and all that sort of stuff. Earlier this week, I started the page, the new Facebook page, and if you type in coaching, culture, and athletics on the Facebook, you're going to find us. We're really advancing. I'm pretty excited about it. I think I had over 200 in 2 days, so that was 100, follows in per day, and that's pretty exciting to say the least. But it's really not about that. We have 251 follows right now. Would love to get that upwards of 1,000, by the end of the summer. And, this is going to be a place where you're going to have an opportunity to kind of check out. We're all about education. We're all about, making this world a better place for our student athletes, coaches, community members, officials, the whole nine yards. There are so many negatives and ulterior motives that are being passed around these days in athletics. And, frankly, it's time that we stand up a little bit and we make it better for our kids, better for our student athletes, better for our coaches, community, parents, and we educate that. I brought on a great friend of mine, one of my truly great friends, Ryan Hodges. He was the coach of the year last year in baseball, won the state title, and Ryan's got a lot of great stories, and I'm just excited to partner up with him in this venture. And again, I hope that this is both educational and fun together. We're hoping to raise a little bit of awareness and stuff like that to help things out. Again, I'm Coach Banks, and you know what? I have created this to follow the progress of not only the newest book, but also this change of culture to make athletics better. The mad culture present in athletics, that's going to be coming out hopefully, I'm going to guess around September, October of this coming year. And again, I definitely hope that it's both educational and fun. Today, we're going to talk about a few concepts that I hold both near and dear. If I can find the page. Couple of questions to keep in mind. If you're a coach, this is important. Number one, are you trustworthy? Do you say one thing and do another? And as a coach over the years, for the past 2 decades or so, I've had coaches that were both trustworthy and coaches that were not trustworthy. And we have to foster these basically a set of guidelines to help. And, that will create a safe environment for everybody involved. Or are you a true leader that develops and fosters great relationships with a safe environment? Littleton, Colorado, yesterday, I saw a video that was plastered all over the internet. I want to say that it was in between 9 and 12-year-old kids. They're playing in a ball game. Then all of a sudden, I don't know whether it was the community members. I don't know whether it was a parent. But all of a sudden, a fight erupted. This is sickening, folks. This cannot happen. This just cannot happen. People expect to go to games, especially kids, and to have a good time, learn to compete. There's a time and actually there's no time and place for the violence that erupted in Littleton, Colorado yesterday or the day before. I just saw the video that was posted. We have to get rid of that culture, folks, and that's truly what coaching culture in athletics is going to be about. And we have to fix this stuff. We have to fix it, and that's going to be that's going to be really important. Over the course of the last 2 decades, my feeling on coaching philosophy has shifted dramatically, as does most coaches. There are many central factors that have led to the philosophical change, and the dynamics are not necessarily that the student athletes have changed over time, but that our parental support and or culture of coaching has changed over time. We have experienced a dynamic shift in many facets over the years that have molded who we have become as a sports culture. This has created a real change and struggle for school districts, athletic departments, and travel/hometown athletic organizations throughout the country. Numbers of student athletes have dwindled, along with coaches and officials. This problem has to be looked at discreetly, folks, with a focus on improving a line of communication, a real communication that will foster results. And that's truly what I hope that not only this book, The Mad Culture Present in Athletics, but also coaching culture in athletics is truly going to be about. Our culture represents the values, morals, and success of any organization. In order for success, everyone in the organization and the community must have the best interests in mind for our student athletes, coaches, officials, and all stakeholders involved, folks. This is everybody. This is the entire community. How do we change the culture of a program? This is the fundamental issue that can make or break any organization. We have to, put things first. We have to put it in perspective. We have to put ourselves in the shoes of others in order for this tide to shift into a more into a more positive result. In order to understand the shifts over time that have changed the game, we have to break it down in layers. For example, let's look at the issue like we would look at the layers of an onion. The first layer of an onion looks solid. One cannot see the issues of the onion until you clean the onion and peel the first layer itself. The second layer may be distorted and rotten in places. In order to fix this part of the onion, we must clean it and cut off the rotten layer and throw it away. The third layer may show more issues or may be perfect in representation. The overarching issues can be found the deeper you go within the onion, much like the culture of any organization. And that's regardless whether or not, it's athletics, whether it's a business institution, whether it's a community organization, whatever. You have to look at the foundation level and, to fundamentally be able to change those current aspects. A little bit about me. I know a lot of people, know me, especially in the Centerville and the Donaldson area. But my name is Chuck Banks. I have coached numerous sports, officiated and performed as an activities director within my current district. I've been out of that for the last couple of years. And I've done these levels over the past 24 years. I've coached organized youth sports, softball, soccer, baseball, football, middle school sports, softball, baseball, high school sports, football, girls basketball, boys basketball, soccer, girls tennis, softball. You name it, I have coached it. With the exception of like swimming, diving, stuff like that. I've officiated softball, soccer, baseball, football, at differing levels. And again, I look back, who am I? And again, I've been in the teaching industry or the profession for quite a while, and I've coached for a lot longer than that. So, I want to share, a lot of the stories that are taking place to hopefully change the culture for the better for our student athletes and the entire, stakeholder community. I've had the pleasure again of coaching in various capacities throughout the years, from varsity head coach, assistant, freshman level, and other facets of an organization. One thing holds true from my past experiences: the culture created with the development of positive young men and women were staples of my coaching philosophy. This goes beyond the wins and losses in a program, though. And I know a lot of my friends out there that coach in these varsity sports, winning is everything. But, again, don't get me wrong. A program is operated in a way to develop young student athletes to develop into a winning program. But we must also develop the next generation that will lead in the innovative world, taking with them the experiences they've learned. And again, it's my hope to change things. These are the kind of the staples of who I am. As a coach, I always try hard to give positives throughout a practice or contest. And when the hard conversations take place, the athletes have truly bought in to that positive culture. This makes those hard conversations more meaningful, and real progress can happen. And another one: a program that maintains a good culture is always learning, molding, and efficiently looking for ways to continuously improve. Any aspect, when you look at culture, you're always looking to continuously improve. And that's extremely important. It's just one of those things you have to make sure that you analyze things greatly. Here in closing, here's a couple of questions that I'm going to throw out there for all my coaches, for all my parents, for my community members, or whatever. In your program or your organization, is it safe to fail? And I believe failure is key to success, because if we do not fail, we cannot improve. Two more questions. Can your athletes take risks and fail in your program? That's they have to have that freedom and that safety net. And also, is it safe to be successful? These are questions I want you to take a look at here before I go to episode number 2 here coming up. I'm hoping, and I pray every day that we can foster and get out of this mad culture that has hit our athletics. We need to take a hard look at ourselves. We need to take a hard look at as to why we are involved in any facet of an organization. And we need to come up with real, decisive ways to, solutions. We have to come in with solutions, not just problems, but solutions. I hope everybody enjoys their Wednesday. I know I will. I'll be back out on the what I call the sand lot tomorrow night and Friday, and then our season comes to an end next Tuesday. Coaching in athletics, this is the pilot. I appreciate you all coming in. We'll talk soon.